Yeah. Once again, good evening to everyone. And today we are going to discuss about file handling. What do you mean by file? What do you mean by handling? So file handling means simply if you want to deal with people are joining now, they are doing till now, right? File handling. File is nothing but where we can store the data. Simply in our real world, we are very familiar with file. So bring that file. File means some kind of certificate, some kind of data, right? So that data stored in the file. File is nothing but it's a storage for the data. Now, if the data is stored in the file, we handle that file using Python. Upon the Python, we handle the data which is stored in the file. Now, before going to file handling, let me clear that what is data? Data is nothing but information, right? Data is nothing but information. So, information and it can be, the information can be stored in multiple ways based upon storage, based upon type of files, type of storage, and data can be classified in multiple ways. Okay, let me clear this one and yes. Now here files are two types. One is a text file. Second one is the binary files. Of course, based upon the structure, we can classify the data into two types. The data can be classified into two types. Not about these files, I'm talking about a few things based upon the physical structure. One is the structured data. Second one is the unstructured data. What do you mean by structured data? What do you mean by unstructured data? Structure. It has perfect structure, that is rows and columns. If the data is stored in the form of rows and columns, then we can call it is structured data. Simply, if you take this is the file and we'll have some columns and some rows like serial number, student name, roll number, his percentage, all those are about the structured data. And what are the examples for that? Simply CSV files, Excel files, XLS, XX, right? These are the examples for the structured data. And what are the examples for the unstructured data? Simply text files and images, audio, video, right? All comes under unstructured data. Now we are not going to deal with everything about like structured or unstructured, not like that. We are going to deal with text files. Text files. Of course, we are going to deal with CSV files also. That will be discussed tomorrow. But today we are going to deal with text files. Text, what do you mean by text? Which is nothing but strings, right? We are dealing with the text messages. Text message means it's a strings, completely A to Z, 0 to 9, and some symbols, some special symbols like the rate or emojis, like that. Okay. Now the text is nothing but it's a string data type. The string are the messages, or the text, or the numbers, or the values, everything is stored some file. Let's say this is file, and this will be stored in the string. Okay, the string is stored in a file. This is file. Now we are going to deal with this file. What can we do? We can read that, we can write that, we can append that. What do you mean by that? Simply our real example. Let me take one real example. You are a student and you are daily attending the classes. Now you are writing the notes while the class is going on. You have written here. Now whenever the time comes up and you need to go through that notes, what happens? Whatever the notes you have written, you need to read. Okay, for the recalling the concepts, revision. So what you are going to do, whatever the things you have written on the notebook, you are going to read that. And whenever the class is going on, you are going to write on the notebook. So writing on the notebook is called write operation. Means your own data is going to store in the file or on the textbook, like notebook. Reading from the notebook is called read. And write is, what happens is, it overwrites the whatever we have write in the previous. For example, in the last section I have written in this. Now I am going to write again on this one. What happens here? It overwrites, means it replaces this one and newly will be replaced here. And last one is the append. Append means there is some data already, yesterday class is there, and we are going to write continuation for this yesterday's class. That is called append. Append already explained whenever I dealt with lists. Okay, just recall those concepts. List concept. Now, usually character data, or we can say that string data. Character data or string data, and binary files. Under files, we can deal with text files and binary files. There is only a small difference between text files and binary files. So how can we deal with that? Okay, now you understood what I mean by file and what are the types of files and how can we access and what are the attributes of your files. In further slides, you can check that. And here is check here. Now, file is named a location on disk. It is local disk, means my laptop, my phone, that. Okay, it is not related with the internet. Simply I can access without internet to store related information. It is used to permanently store data in non-volatile memory. Even the power is gone, still the data will be stored. And what are the things you are going to do with that file? I can open that file. I can read or write that file. What do you mean by read? So there is file and there is Python programming, and I can access the data by opening and reading. After opening, reading. Simply, if I want to study, just I'll open the notebook, then I'll study or reading. Okay, then it is read operation. Now I open that, I want to write from my side. Okay, then write operation and close that. After studying that, I'll close my notebook. Simple concept. If I want to read or write, simply I'll open that. First I need to open it. Either I want to write or read. If I want to read, then I'll use my eyes and my mouth to read. If I want to write, then I'll use my hands to write and close by that. After finishing my task, then I'll close the file. These are the things we can perform with the file. Now first one, what are the things we are going to do? Open first, next read or write or append, then close. First we are going to do open the file. How can we open? There is a built-in function in Python, simply using open. Open is the built-in function. Using open, we can open the file which is stored in local disk. And after opening, okay, what you are going to do? Do you want to read, or do you want to write, or do you want to add something else? That you need to remember. At least you need to have some knowledge, some idea what you are going to do. Okay, now after opening it, a file will returns to file object, and now we are going to handle what we are going to handle, either be it to read or modify. Modify means writing, appending, like that. Now after handling that, we need to select mode. Okay, what is the mode I am going to do? I'm reading from the file, I'm writing to the file, or I'm appending to the file. You open book, and now what you are going to do? Now file name is there. Now you need to select the mode. What is the mode you are going to read, write, append? If you want to read, simply you can say, you can write or either double quotes. If you want to write, means if you want to store the data in that file, then W. If you want to add more data which is previously added, so you are going to do A. So you can see the syntax. File object, file name. For example, I say file name like data, and file path or file name. Open, you need to open file name. What you are going to name? Some python.txt. Txt means text file. After that, you are going to select either read or write or append. I'm selecting just read. I want to print whatever the data stored in my file. Now right. So after that reading, now we can read the file. How can we read that? Now it is open, the file is stored in this name. Now you can check here file name, and access mode or the mode, read mode, write mode, append mode. There is called X also. XE is another type. I'll explain you. Buffering is optional. You can use or you cannot use that. Integer greater than 1 means buffering action is performed with indicated buffer size. It's not that much important. You need to remember only these two. And what are the examples? Simply, there is a file name is called abc.txt. abc.txt. In this, I have stored some data, text file. Simply, you can open Notepad and create something name with abc, and it will store like this abc.txt. After opening that, what is the mode I'm going to select? R. R means read. Read means the data which is stored in abc.txt, I want to access it in the Python code. The data stored in the abc.txt, I want to access into the Python code. Or else, this is the directly file uploading, and there is option by the name, or there is path also. As we are storing local disk, and choose the path and just copy there and paste here, automatically the same data will be displayed whenever we use read more. Python folder sample.txt. This is the file name sample and format is text txt.txt. And next attributes. Now these are the attributes for file. After opening file, we can do these operations. So if you want to know, after opening that, we have done some operations like reading, writing, all those, and we need to close that. Let's say if I write file equal, it's not keyword. This is keyword. Closed is the dot. Closed is the keyword. See, file is the identifier name or the data name. File equal open some abc dot txt, and I have read that. And after reading, after doing some mathematical operations, string operations like that, and now I want to close that. What is this one? File dot closed or closed. File dot close means close the file. If file dot closed it means file dot closed means whether the file is closed or not. Array, you opened, is it closed or not? If it is closed, then it is true. If it is not closed, then it is false. If you want to close, remember these things. You need to check simply whenever we are going to sleep at the night time, we are going to close the door. Okay. One is the closing the door. Now door is closed. Now your mom or your dad asks, door is closed or not? Yes, dad. As no. Either yes or no, either true or false. Like that, we can close and we can check whether it is closed or not. Now file is closed. Yes or no. File mode. Okay. You have done all the operation. Whatever the thing, read, write, operation or append, all those have performed. And now you need to know what is the access mode is enabled. Means, is it the opened file is reading the data to the Python or writing into itself or appending it to itself? And you need to check through file mode. File is that file name. Okay, whatever we give in Python, that one. These are the important. Dot mode, dot name, dot. This can be anything. If I say RAJ, SCAI, some KLM, NLM, whatever it is. Whatever it is. That's the file name. Right? And name. If you want to know the name, for example, if I open dot abc.txt, okay, let's say this is the file equal. If I say file dot name, it displays this one abc.txt. And soft space, we will discuss about that. Return 0 if space is explicitly required with print. Okay, one otherwise. We will check that in coding part. And these are the application area. Whatever the things we have discussed in previous slide. In previous slide, we used file dot name. Okay, file dot open like that. Now the name is changed here. F dot open. Now I am going to open abc.txt file. Okay, abc.txt file with the open function, and file is given fo. I am going to write. We need to write equal, not dot. Okay. Now we need to check the details about that file. What is the file name? fo dot name. Okay. abc dot text txt. And is it closed or no? Is it closed or open? Is it closed? False. Means it is open. If it is yes, then it's closed. We are checking. Yes or no? Closed? Yes or no? Already we have opened here. We didn't use the close method. So obviously it shows no, that is false. Opening mode. What is the mode? We are writing mode, right? So it is showing this one. Soft flex. This will be things will be discussed further. These are about the attributes of file object. Now you can check here. Now these are the important. What you are going to do? Read, write, and append. There is X. I'll explain you in the next slide. If we want to read only, okay. Now see, this is the file, text file, and this is your code, your Python code. Now, if we want to access the data, whatever it is inside into the Python, then you need to use read operation. What you mean by B? This R is for the text files, .txt files. RB means R is the reading. R means reading only. RB means reading the binary file. This is text file. There is another file like binary, like images, all those. Then I need, if you want to read these images or this audio or whatever it is, videos, then I need to use RB. If I use R, it throws error because R is for the text files. RB is the binary files like videos, images, like that. Okay. So only difference is extra B will be added at the end for the binary files. For example, if it is R, read for the text file, read from the text files, .txt. If we use RB for binary values or binary files. And R plus means we are going to add one more operation, one more mode, that is writing mode. If I want to read as well as write, there is a file is called some 10 lines of code is there, 10 lines of text is there. Now I want to go add few more things. First I will read, then I will understand, okay, there is some insufficient data. Then I can write using R plus. If I want to use reading and writing operation for the binary format, then I should use RB plus, because B for binary. Now writing means there is file and there is Python code. If you want to something add to this file, you want to add some data to this file, then what I'm going to do is simply open, and the mode is W, writing mode, write mode. If it is not text file, if it is binary file like images like that, then I also can add the images data or video data, whatever the binary data, using WB, writing from our side into the file. I hope it's clear to you. Now you can check here. W plus means extra operation is going to add, that is reading. If I use R plus, reading and writing, both writing and reading. W plus means. WB plus means B is for the binary. W plus means read, writing and reading. And there comes A for appending. Already some data is there. If I want to add more to that, I'm going to use A. If it is, that is not text file but it is binary format, then I can use A plus, AB. Now A plus means appending and reading. Remember, R plus means reading and writing. W plus writing and reading. A plus means appending and reading. AB plus means, I know, A plus. A means appending, plus means reading. B means for the binary files. This AB for only appending binary. Here appending and as well as reading to the binary files. Now, you can check here. How can we close the file? Simple close method. What is the method we are going to use for opening? Open. In this, we are going to use file path and access mode. Close means this is file object, file name dot close. If I use the file name is file dot close. If I want to check whether it is closed or not, simply dot close. It returns to true or false. Remember the difference between close and closed. Okay, close means we are going to close. Closed means checking whether it is closed or not. Now I'm going to txt. I'm going to open one file that is bin.txt. bin.txt, not txt. And wb. What do you mean? WB means writing into binary files. Okay, ignore the mistakes. It's not print, it's print. Print name of the file fo.name. Now we are going to print the fo. Fo means this one. Okay, fo means file name. Or else if I use raj, rj, I can use raj dot name. Okay. Now f, remove this one, f dot name. Okay, there is a data stored in this identifier. What is the title name, but file name will be shown. So after giving the output, after printing this, you can check here bin.txt. You can check here. Now we are going to close. It is closed. After closing, we are giving the details to the user, that is your file is closed. Okay. File is closed, so it's showing the output file is closed. Now if I want to use it, file is open, simply you can use here print file is open. Like that. Now, this is the reading is different ways. File is open now, and after opening the file, reading mode is activated. Now, how can we use different reading methods? Remember, even though reading it is, the file is reading, and still there are few methods can be used to read the data which is stored in the text files. If I use only read, file is opened, f dot read. Now data is whatever the characters or the numbers, everything starting from to current position, I can read that everything in the characters forms. What do you mean by here? Simply if I want to read only first 3 characters, this read returns to character, means if I use Python, it is stored in a file. I'll show you at the end of this class. Okay, Python. If I use read, it reads T like split function T Y T H like that. If I use read 5 or 4, means it reads the first 4 letters P Y T H P Y T H. Until here only it will print the data. So specified number of characters. How can we specify? In this bracket, in this parenthesis, we can give the number. And read line, it is character wise. It is line by line. There are multiple lakhs, thousands, or crores of lines. Data, text data is in the text format. Then I want to by the read line or read lines. It reads first line or the current line, only one line. It means read line only. If I go to read lines, then until the end of the file, it returns list of object, all the lines. Now, application part is now the data is, it is in the file. So what is the thing? Hello world. Let me take hello world. How are you? Who are you? All these things. Now it is stored in a file. Now if I want to read every letter H, E, L, L, O separately, then I can use read. Now I want line. So if I use this read line, it reads this line, first line. If I want to use read lines, it go through all the lines. That is the purpose of read line, read lines. I hope it's clear to you. You can check here. This is the code. We are opening one file name. I didn't mention that one file. And now text. Now I didn't select the mode. Very, very important point that, remember, very important point. If I don't mention the method or I accessing mode, by default, the mode is read mode. If I don't give that. If I use W, okay, write mode. If I use A, append mode. If I use R, read mode. If I don't give any one of these, then automatically Python selects the mode R. This is the default mode of data reading. And now this is another way with open function. Open this one as F, means this is another way. Actually, we can use, let me equal F equal to open file dot txt with the read. After that, read each and every character. Both are same. Both are same. But here we are going to give aliasing. This is called aliasing. As directly we are giving as F. But here we are assigning. Aliasing, assigning. Both are same. Okay. In previous slides, we used this one. Now we are going to use, this is another method to access the file. After opening that, now the file name is F. F, read every character present in this file. And after reading that, store it into data. This is the identifier name. F is the identifier name. Read is the method. Open is the function. With is the helper. All this. Now we are going to use another iterative. Iterative means already for loop. So don't worry, I'll show you the code. The code we'll focus more time on that. Okay. So just try to understand. This is also code, but try to understand. Now I am opening the file with the name F. Okay. I didn't mention the read because by default it is read. For every line, this is iterative variable. So what happens is, this is the data, some lines of data. For loop, what is the purpose of for loop? It assigns each and every element, means each and every word, character in the text file, it will be printed here. Now first line, first one, it is line, it prints the first line one. Then it goes to second one. Okay. Next, third one, it print all the characters, words based upon our requirement. Now end is space, means after printing this line, for example, hello word, this is the one. For example, I want to read as character wise. First it prints hello. After that end means this end. At the end you print space, some space, and E, some space, L, some space, L. Like that it prints. End separators are the string manipulation operations. You practice on that. Now, I think we are coming to end. You can check. The file is open now with the name F. I didn't use with function here. Okay, with the help of it. Line 1 equal F read line. It read only one line. If I use read lines, it reads multiple lines. After reading, I'm going to print. This is the first line. Line 2. Line 3. For single line, we are going to use read line. After that, we can go for close the. Here we open the file. We are going to close here. And meanwhile, in between, we are going to print all the lines or the string data inside that. Okay, this is how we use for loop. After open that every line is that it can be anything. I also can use, but it is iterated and assigned for each and every element for the data. Then it prints everything, then close the file. That's what we have discussed. How can we write that? Simply, till now we have read lines, read. Okay. Now, how can we write? Means how can we enter some data into a file without opening that? First, we need to open that file. After that, WT. What do I mean by that? W plus. Okay. And as F. Now I'm using not like this. F equal to open like not like. With the open as file name F. F dot write means write whatever I'm going to write inside this parenthesis. Hi there. This is first line of file. So it's going to store the data in this file. After that, we are going to write another line. If you don't use /n means new line, right? If you don't use this one, it will not be stored in the line by line. All those will be like this, in the same line. So we need to give new line. So it comes to here. That is, this is the first line. This is the second line. You can check here. Hi there. This is first line of file and another line. If you don't use a /n, this line will be printed here. Now, with statement already explained you, so we can use like this. Now, very good. It's finished. Now, what we are going to do is, we are going to take a break for 5 minutes. Then we'll start coding. Okay, just very important, interesting concept will be explained whenever I open Spider, and you'll see that. Just take a break, and then our time is 7:50. By 7:55, we'll start the class again.